Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. Alrighty. Sorry for the late start today. Was able to go with my wife to go get her first COVID shot. That was pretty exciting. So I'm done with my doses, but she had hers, and she just got her first one. My daughter got hers on Monday, so we're all getting ready there. That's cool. So we got a couple things on tap today. Let me grab our schedule here. The project, our little Java shop, was due today. If you're having trouble, I know I've been on and off meetings with a couple of folks with some trouble with their servlets. Don't sweat it if you didn't get it working yet. Definitely want to make sure we get the Java servlet stuff up and running. So get with me and see. We'll try and find some times we can do some screen sharing back and forth, and we can usually figure out what's going wrong. If all else fails, we can use the virtual desktops. I think there was one problem I couldn't figure out, some weird error. The internet was not super helpful, but we got the virtual desktops if we absolutely need them as our last option for that. So if you didn't get it in yet, don't worry. I'll still take that. So the goal is you get it done and can actually use some of the Java Servlet JSP stuff. We're going to talk about databases today, our JDBC connections, and we'll look at how we can do all the database work, kind of like what we did with PHP over in Java. So it works very similarly. So chapter 11 is all about SQL stuff, so we don't really need to do anything out of 11. It's the same sort of, you write statements and commands, insert commands, you create tables, that sort of stuff. So we shouldn't need any of that out of 11 because we did all of the database stuff previously in PHP. So we're going to jump right into 12. And then next week, we'll wrap up our JSP sections with chapter 7, looking at sessions and cookies in Java. And then we'll have a last little bit on 422, DOM, AJAX, and some frameworks that are interesting, quick and easy to use. We'll spend a little time on that. And then the final exam on 429 we'll have. Okay. So, and I don't think I actually posted that JSP quiz. I gotta do that for you. I'll make sure I get that out there. Quiz. Because you want to be familiar with those kind of questions to help prepare for the final exam. Okay, so I'll get that one out for you folks. And we can go from there. All right. Got a couple folks here in chat. That all make sense? Cool. All right, so I've got my little Hello World project here that we did. We're going to need to add a library for our the JDBC connection. So we're going to go add a library, and all of this should be already pre-installed. We're not using any fancy ones here. Where'd it go? No, I lied. Should have been there. It's the library. Let me check. Okay, so it should be in our Tomcat directory. Because we're just going to use the MySQL JDBC driver. So we can go find it here if we need it. Because Tomcat comes with all of these installed, which is pretty cool. Let's find XAMPP. And Tomcat. And the library's in Tomcat. Let's see. Do we have? No, it's not even in there. Oh, goodness. Yeah, it's in Tomcat's lib directory. I'm looking at the wrong one. Let me double check. Tomcat lib. No. Okay, that's all right. All right, that's fine. We'll go download it. It's okay. We're going to download. So we'll go and we'll look up the MySQL JDBC driver. Happy Thursday, Lazy Rager. Good to see you. Here we go. our operating system. Sorry, try to make that quiet. It's weird. Okay, just pick the Windows one. Sure. The Windows installer. Okay, sure. Got that one. No thanks. Just start my download. And all we need is a little jar. I wonder if I searched the wrong one. That's the download, yeah. Okay, sure. It says Tomcat usually has it. I'm really confused. Maybe our Tomcat doesn't. No connector jar. That's a bummer. But that's okay. We can install it. All right. We don't want all of that stuff. Don't need that. Maybe we can do custom. Let's see what we get with custom. Ah, the connectors. There we go. Connector J is our Java connector. That's the one we want. So we get all sorts of versions here. So sure. How about that one? This way we're only going to take just that connector. We don't need any of the other MySQL stuff because we have, you can use the workbench. The book shows you a couple of the workbench things, but we already have the MyPHP admin that lets us do anything we need in SQL. So we shouldn't need to install anything other than that connector there. Which is cool. You can connect through lots of different languages here, which are fun. All right, so we'll go download that. Execute, we'll install it. Where is it installing? Okay, program files, SQL connector. Let's go take a peek over there. See if we can find it. So we'll go look at program files. MySQL. Was it program files x86? Probably program files x86. MySQL. Connector J. There's our jar. All right. That's the file we need. Yeah, I'll post this one for you folks. I can put that in D2L, make that a little easier. And that should be probably the easiest route there. So let me just throw that out here. Yeah, we'll need this to work with the SQL database. It should have already come installed. Maybe our XAMPP version didn't have that. NetBeans usually comes with that one. So here's our MySQL JDBC driver. Okay. And I'll just drag that in here. Invalid file type, of course. Okay. Let me zip it real quick. Just, sure. Access is 9. Nice. That's handy. It's going to be one of those days, I guess. All right, let me see if I can just upload it now. Nope. Hang on. Upload a file. Sometimes that picker's terrible. I uploaded there. Okay, nope, invalid file type. Let me zip it. There we go. All right. All right, so a little note, unzip it after you download it. Then we're going to go put this jar in the Tomcat lib directory. So we'll go find xampp, go to Tomcat, go to the lib, and drop that one in. So now we've got the MySQL connector in the Tomcat directory. Then we can go import it in our project as well. So we're going to go to add a library. Actually, we're just going to add a jar. And I'm going to go add it from the xampp one here. I'll use that same path. So xampp, Tomcat, lib, and MySQL connector. Okay, so we should be able to add that one into our package. There we go. Awesome. Now we can go use it. Right, so maybe our, oh, that was our beverage class here. And our Hello World servlet, sure. We'll put something in here. Okay, now that we've done that, we've installed the jar, we've pointed it there. Now we're going to be able to connect to our database. Okay. So all of this we need to do, let's see, let's try this in another action maybe. We'll do a else if action equals how about MySQL? We'll try that. A dad joke, you got it. You know, I've got a couple, and I don't think I've told all of them to you fine folks lately, because I don't see you as often as I see the other classes. The once a week thing is usually nice for scheduling, but it does make it hard to keep in touch. So let's see. Got a couple dad jokes for you here. There's that one. Oh, come on, where'd it go? Oh, I gotta scroll. Nope. Has it been that long since I told dad jokes? There they are. All right. You've heard of Albert Einstein, right? And everyone says he's a genius. Turns out he had a brother, Frank, who was just a real monster. So we're going to put this in a try block here. We're going to try and create a connection. So the first thing we need is we're going to have the database. It's like the URL, really, which is, so it's the JDBC connector, colon, MySQL, colon, and then where we're going to find it. So ours is localhost. And then let's take a look. Let me pull up my MySQL here. Can I remember all these things here, what we named it? We're going to start up the MySQL server. So localhost, and then the port number, 3306 to tell it to go connect here, and then which database. So which database here. So this is the server and port, which for our purposes, development-wise, it's always local. This could be a real database somewhere else, other places. But for now, we're just connecting locally here. And then our database, so you just call it test, I think? I think we just called it test. Let me see. So I need the Apache here. Let's get the PHP myadmin running. All this to find out the name of my database. Come on. This worked before. Come on. Don't mess with it now. Just hit localhost. All right, there's xampp. PHP myadmin. That one's still loading. All right, there it goes. And yes, test database. There we go. Our test database. And then we had some users in here as well, didn't we? We had our stocks user. That's right. And we had a password there. Is the password test? I think the password was test. All right. So this was test database. So this goes in the format. So it's always the driver here, and then the URL, and port here, and then the database. Okay, so for us, the JDBC MySQL driver, colon, the URL and port, so ours is localhost, port, and then the database. Then we're going to give it the username and password. So this is typically bad form, but don't have better ways right now. There's much better ways to keep this config in places that are not in your code, where you're going to have to check usernames and passwords into code. But we're not there yet, and this is just development practice. We're not doing anything in production. But generally, you don't want to put passwords into code. Just it's ugly. But we don't have the tools or techniques or anything right now to mess with that. So don't worry too much. Okay, just don't do this in the real world. Username, ours was stocks, and then our string password, I think it was just test. We'll try test and see if that works here. And then we're going to create a connection. We'll call it a connection equals, this is our driver manager dot, come on, driver manager. Goodness, it's importing. Still going. We're gonna drink some coffee. Hope you guys have some coffee too. Maybe. There we go. Driver manager dot get connection. And we give it those couple things. We're going to give it the database URL. We're going to give it the username. We're going to give it the password. Okay, now it's not sure about connection. Let's see. We want, so the Java SQL connection. That one might be it. Let's try that. If it doesn't work, we'll find out. Get connection. Yeah, we have our try block. Oh, I need the catch. Sorry, I need to catch a SQL exception before it would be unhappy with me. Exception. Okay. Yes, I'm doing that right here. Am I playing a try block? I think it's just cranky for some reason. That's all right. And we'll print out our error here. We'll just system out print line it. It'll be like to our server log. Exception to string. Oh, we'll just print the exception. What is a SQL exception? Oh goodness. You want to import that? Yes. Okay. There. If we have the right imports, then it would be happy with us. There we go. Okay, so now we set up our connection. Similar to what we did in PHP, right? We had to connect, and we tried. And if anything went wrong, we would find out. Okay. Now we can go and give it some commands. So let's try this here. We'll try a statement. Oh, statement equals a connection dot create statement. Create statement. Statement. Goodness. All right, and then we're going to give it a query to execute, and what we get back is this thing called a result set. Remember, in PHP, we didn't really have to worry too much about these types, but we have all these types here we have to worry about in Java. Java statement. Java SQL result set. Okay, so the result set is going to be all the things we get back. So this will be our stock list equals, and we're going to take that statement and we're going to execute a query. Execute. Come on. Here we go. Execute query. And now we have to give it what our query is. Okay, so let's bump this down a line. let's just say select star from stock. Was it stock or stocks? This is why we have to check. Stock. Select star from stock. Okay, that is our query. We'll get back a bunch of results. Okay, then what we can do is, usually now we want to create objects. Like, you don't have to, but it's really nice to turn these objects, like what we get back, the results, into objects. So I'm going to go make a stock object here. We'll call it stock. And stock had properties, right? Stock had a ID. Stock had current price and a symbol. So not too many things here, right? We're going to want to make another Java bean is the idea here. Right? So we're going to have a private string for symbol, a private int for ID, and a private, probably a double, right, for current price. Okay, and then we need constructors, right? We need the no argument constructor, and we want a parameterized constructor. So I'm going to do both. So I'm going to create constructors that do one for everything. And we're going to insert a constructor that takes no arguments. Right? And we're just going to call this, and we'll give it empty, 0, and 0. Right, so we got both constructors. Right? Remember, we make a bean, it needs a no argument constructor. If we want a parameterized constructor, great, and make life easier for us. Sets and gets for all the attributes, and we have to implement serializable. Okay, so we implement serializable. Yes, import. Okay, we got the constructors. Now let's add our sets and gets. So we'll insert some code, add all the getters. We'll insert some code, add all the setters. Great. Now we've got our Java bean here, right, for stock. Okay, then what we can do, now as we go through these results, we want a list of stocks. Right? Just like we had this list of beverages, we want to make an array list of type stock. Array list type stock here, stocks. There's a new array list of type stock. And now we can loop through. So what we want to do here is, while we have results, right, the same idea. So we're going to say while this is my stock list dot next. So as long as there is something next, we can go get some values out. Right? That's our result set. That's how we're going to loop through it here. Okay. All right, so then we're going to get, now there's a couple options for getting values. I'm fond of the one that uses the column name instead of the index. So I never trust indexes, and that's just a good habit to have, because nothing is requiring my code here, my database, to stay in the same form. So right now I have columns, right? The columns in stock are in one particular order, but there's no requirement that I have to stay in ID, symbol, price. Right? They could be ordered differently, or we could add columns to it. So it's just always better to get values out by column name. Because if the column name changes, I mean, you're just going to be in big trouble. But like if you add a column or rearrange them, it's not going to hurt us because we're getting things out by column name. So I'm going to string for symbol. Symbol is going to be my stock list dot get string symbol. So this is the column name, stock list, right? Stock list. Did I spell it wrong? I must have spelled it wrong. That's weird. Okay, so get string of the, and this is the column name. And then I'll have an int for ID. Here's my stock list dot get. And this one is an int, right? Get int. And that's by ID. And then a double current price equals my stock list dot get. And that's probably a double here for current price. Let's make sure that's current price. Are there underscores? Nope, current price. Okay. So we got current price there. Then I can take my stocks and I can add a new stock. And I can hand it the symbol, the ID, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, symbol, ID, and current price. Right, we're just going to keep going through symbol, symbol, can't spell. Okay, so we're going to go through and get all of those, turning them into a product and add it to our list here. Right, and then we're done. When we're done, we want to set that attribute. Right, and let's send it on over. So we don't want beverages. This is stocks. And this is stocks, right? The stocks object. Go to the stock view, and we'll send it on over. So let's go add a new view here then in our web pages. We're going to go add a new JSP. This was stock, right? And let's take a look. We're just going to kind of copy paste a lot of this stuff. So we want the tag library, we want the header. Come back over to stock. There. Okay, I don't need that one. Okay, so this is the stock list here. And we're going to do a table, right, just like we did the other one. Copy our table off. Inside, now we don't need any of the, oh yeah, our header has all of that, right? Our header has the title, so we don't need that either. We can go right to the body. And I don't think we need to finish the body either. We just start the body tag. Been a week since we looked at this. So just head and then footer ends the body tag for us. We just start the body tag. Oh, we didn't even start it here. Oh, now I'm feeling bad. I'll take all of that. That's all right. Probably should start the body tag. Okay. Welcome to the, oh, this is our stock list. Stock list, right? We had an ID, we had a symbol, and we had a current price. Table header, current price. Okay, and then we want for each stock in stocks, I want stock.id, I want stock.symbol, and I want stock.current price. Okay, let's see how well this is going to work for us. See if we can start up Tomcat. So this is where a couple people are having trouble. You've got two different Tomcat logs here. I'm going to look and see if we're getting errors anywhere in here. What's this one from? Oh, that's all right. That was an older one. Okay, so it's starting everything up. There's no errors yet. Our hello world is working on it. No errors here. Okay, build successful. No errors in our Tomcat log. We're looking good so far. So if we're getting errors there, I already stopped. Did I break it? That's all right. Okay. So hello world, we'll go, because I need to find that action. Oops, I didn't even have an action there, did I? So we want action equals, what did I say, stock? Stocks. Check our servlet. Action, oh, was MySQL. Okay, we want MySQL. Action is MySQL. Oh, nothing there. Let's see. See if we get some errors here. No errors there. Ah, no suitable driver found. All right, so didn't find the driver. Bummer. Yeah, I couldn't find it. Okay. So that was the catch here. We were printing out. So this print out shows up here in the Tomcat log because it's running our file. What did it not do right? Why did it not? I wonder if we can import that. Let's see. What do we need to do with our import? Yeah, Java SQL. That's good. All right, one other thing we could try, I thought this was just an older version, but maybe we need it for us. To try and load it, we can call class.forName MySQL JDBC.driver. And this should go and force it to load from, class not found. All right, sure. One more catch then. Catch. Class not found, exception. Okay. All right, so we'll add that one in. So this should try and force it to load. Weird, it wasn't finding it before. Let's try it again. I think we added it to the lib directory. See what we get here now. Aha! All right, sure. So we need to force to load the driver. It said it wasn't supposed to be necessary with later versions, but apparently, sure. Why not? So this tells it to load the driver, and then we can go set up all this connection stuff and it'll go find it. Interesting. Okay, and then we get our, where'd it go? Our list of stocks. Look at that. Okay. So nothing really new here, right? We're just doing this in Java form. Right, this is like the Java syntax for doing all this. Okay, so we can see all of our stocks, we can see the prices. So we could port everything over if we wanted to. I don't want to go through that exercise of moving everything over, but we get that same idea that we can run all the commands that we were doing in PHP over in Java and do the same sort of thing here. Right, so it's going to be a very similar approach. Does this make a little bit of sense? So we're just using the Java driver here, which uses the connection. So we can do similar things that if we wanted to come into our stock. All right, we'll go for it. Let's add a form. Why not? So after that table, you know what? I just want to go steal that form from other projects. Let me go open up that other project then there. Let's see. That was our database program. I want to steal the form because I want to have to redo all this HTML. All right. You type to make sense as I said the words. Nice. Excuse me. All right, let's take a look. Here's our, that's a find stock. We wanted to add a stock. Here we go. Okay. So we'll copy that one over to our stock JSP here. We don't want to go to index PHP though, right? We want to go to our servlet. So that was hello world. And we want to post to that servlet. So our action here was going to be add stock. That's fine. We can do that. Okay, so then in the servlet, then we need to look for an action of let's see, action equals add stock. Right, was that it? I already forgot. Add stock. Yep, add stock. If it was add stock, right, well, now we're going to need to create something. So this is kind of obnoxious, right, to have to load this connection every time. Right? It might be nice to do this somewhere else, right? Yeah, I like how you think that. So let's just pull this out here then. Let's extract, refactor to introduce a method here. Oh, it didn't like that. Here, connection. Refactor, introduce a method, so get connection. Okay. And connection throws exceptions. Sure. I mean, why not? And we'll just put that inside the try block here. We'll try that too. So we're going to try, get a connection. And here's our catches. Okay, and once we have a connection, right, remember with inserts, we don't want to just run an insert command. Right, we don't want to say insert and then get some values, get some values, get some values. That's going to cause all sorts of trouble for us. Right, so we want to do a prepared statement. Okay, so we're going to have the string for the prepared SQL is going to be, and we want to insert into stock. And what are we going to insert? We're going to insert symbol and current price. Right, and then we're going to say values. And then in here, what do we want to put in here? Well, we want to put in something, comma, something. Right, there's two things we want to substitute in here. Did I not know how to do a string? Plus, sorry, plus. Yeah, I don't know how to do strings. Okay, so we have the string there. So now our connection, instead of a statement, this is going to be a prepared statement. Prepared statement. My prepared statement is my connection dot prepare statement. So instead of dot statement, we're going to prepare the statement. Prepare statement. Wow, NetBeans does not like me today. Statement. Yes, that one. With our prepared SQL. And then we can take the prepared statement, and we're going to call set. No, not the prepared SQL, the prepared statement. Yes, we want to import. Yes, please. Prepared statement dot. Here we can set. Yeah, it should load through a Mac, no problem. All these libraries and things are multi-platform. There we go. Want to set. Now we do a string for the first one. So the first value, right, is my symbol. So I need to go get the symbol, right, out of my request data. So maybe we'll go grab that one first. So maybe we'll have a string for symbol. Symbol equals request dot get parameter of symbol. Symbol, symbol. There we go. Symbol. The symbol, and then my prepared statement. Now this one is a set double here. And that one, we need to go get that one here. So we'll have a double for current price, request.get parameter, get parameter, where is it here? Given current price. Now, did we call that the same current price? Let's see. This was current underscore price. This is what I get for mixing and matching. Current price. We're going to hand that one current price. Okay. Oh, and it looks like for some reason these start at 1 for index. That's at 1, which is weird. Get parameter, oh, that's right, double, dot parse double, double, dot parse double. Okay. We parse the current price out of there. They can pass it in. So we're setting this to prevent against the SQL injection attacks. We always want to do prepared statements. We don't want to just put user input right into queries because they can do bad things. Okay, and then we'll call our prepared statement. We call update or execute update. Okay, go and run it. Okay. We've got all that, but now really what we want to do is we want to send them back to stock anyway, right? You need to use database on MySQL for the final project. You should keep it all essentially on NetBeans. You need the database for sure to store all of the twits or tweets or whatever we're calling them, right? Fleets now, is that the latest thing? We're not going to do any videos. You can do videos if you want, I guess, but yeah, so you have to store it all in the database. That way when the user loads the application, they go and see, we can ask the database, hey, what are all the tweets, the recent tweets to go find for all of the people we follow. Yeah, if we don't store it in the database and it's only there until we stop running, which is no good. We definitely want to keep it persisted. Okay, so we got all that, and then we want to send them back to that stock JSP, but we want to also have all the array list of stocks loaded. We kind of just want to bounce them back to the servlet with that request. Let's see if we can do that. Let's see. Hello world action equals MySQL. Maybe we can try that. I don't know if that'll work or not. We'll give it a shot. Hello world. Hello world. Oh, we need an action. Action equals MySQL. All right, stock symbol. Let's add, who should we add today? Who's popular? Should we add Apple stock? How's Apple doing? APPL, right? Is that their stock symbol? Yeah, oh, AAPL. So 130, 38, 130, 38. AAPL, 130, 38. Add. Uh-oh. Took us back here. It didn't take us to the servlet. I think our path was wrong here. So we want hello world. Hello world application, hello world servlet. Let's try that. Okay. Give that a relaunch. Oh, here's our stock list. All right, so here's the MySQL action. We're good. Let's try and add Apple. Uh-oh, stopped here. Let's see, are there any errors? We have to scroll all the way down. Symbol cannot be null. Oh, we must not be grabbing the parameters, right? Okay. I don't know. Weird. Oh, how about now? Are we back? Maybe we're back. All right, that's weird. Sorry. That, like, it was just the Twitch stream that died, I think, there, because I was still on the internet. I can hit other pages and stuff. That is weird. All right. Anyway, we're going to try it. So the lookup here is stock symbol parameter. It wasn't just symbol. So I got to get these parameters correct here. Try that again. Let's go back. Okay, so here's our stock page, Apple 138. Let's add it. Oh, hello world, hello world, hello world is not available. Oh goodness. Okay, so we got too many redirects. That's okay. We posted to hello world, and it failed. All right, so probably don't need that many hello worlds. Let's try that. Somewhere here we've got those redirects mixed up. But I think we probably added the Apple stock. Let's take a look at the PHP MyAdmin here and see. MyAdmin. Was that open? It's open over here. No, there it is. There it is. Come on, too many windows. Here, so take a look at our stock table. See if we added Apple. Or see if it crashed. There we go. There's Apple. Okay, so we're getting there. We just need to redirect properly. Go back. Reload. Reload. Okay. So we added Apple. Who else should we add? Let's see. Microsoft, Tesla. How about Ford? Ford was hot lately. Let's take a look at Ford stock. Their symbol's just F. There we go, 1250 for Ford. So we can add them. So F for 1250. Add. And there we go. Look at that. We bounced all the way around and got back to where we needed to go. Okay, so we just sent it back to hello world with the action of MySQL, so that way when we came back, we triggered here with the query. Okay. So that's using the Java JDBC. So let's see if we can figure out why it wasn't loading that right one. Driver's automatically registered. Manual loading is generally unnecessary. You know, that's what I thought, Tomcat, but you didn't load it. Like, I didn't find it. So I'm a little confused. Can we just add that in here then, maybe? We can just add that in. com.sun.cj mysql.cj.jdbc.driver. Give that a shot. See if that's any happier. Uh-oh. Yeah, class not found. All right, so I'm not entirely sure at the moment. We can take a look at that after and see. But for now, it seems to be working with that version. Because I don't think... Oh, I don't want to resend. I want the action. Yep, that's just going to fail. Yep. That's okay. We'll go back to the working version. Oh, did it load? Cool. All right, and we can do all the same sort of things with our connections that we would do in PHP, which is fun. And then the last part of this chapter, which is really good, gets into how you would use a connection pool, which is fun. Because we don't, I mean, what's happening here is every time we hit the page, it has to start up a brand new connection, which is a little bit inefficient. Right? It'd be nice if we could just keep a connection going and share that connection between all the pages that need it. Because every time we hit the servlet, Java's spinning up a new thread, and hitting that table. So it's fine in development mode, but for this to scale in the real world, we need to do a pool of connections. And he goes through some cool, there's some config ways here, which is actually really nice now, that you can create, oh, thank you, a little config file, a context file that you can put your username and password into. And that context file then, we can be updated between development mode and production mode. So in development, I can have a development context that connects to my local database here, like this local one. And then in production, the production web server would have a production context file with the actual database and username password that's not stored in code, which is pretty cool. So we can do the lookups and things and find the connection pool there, which is nice. And it uses the singleton design pattern, so it uses a static class that has a single connection that's shared among all of them, or the connection pool, and we can get connections out of it. So it goes through that, which is cool. We don't need to go through that for the exercise we're going to be doing. And then he's got some other utility classes that are like for closing connections, opening connections, closing result sets, that sort of thing, just to make sure we're doing things properly. So I think actually we were supposed to close our result set when we were done. We would have said stock list dot close. Yep. Close it when we're done there. All I did was tab for close. Come on. Come on, NetBeans. Close. And then we can close the connection as well when we're done with that. The connection. Dot close. Okay, so close those when we're done with them. So he's got some helper methods that he uses, which are fun. So, but we're not going to go and redo our stock database project in Java. But if you wanted to use Java or JSP to do the Twitter project, right? Parlay, that's the Parlay project. I guess that's what we were going for there. You could do it from here, which is really cool. So let me grab, I need to close these here as well when we're done. Parent statement, close, and the connection.close. I don't know why NetBeans has been super slow lately. Connection.close. Okay. Get those to close out. Okay. All right, and then again, if you weren't able to finish the Java shop project here in JSP servlet land, let me know. We'll get together sometime, do the screen share, figure out what was going wrong with the servlets. Again, not having the lab in person was really obnoxious, so having to install all the software is usually relatively straightforward, but there's hiccups here and there that it adds all sorts of time to for us. Okay, so we'll call that good. I don't have anything else for today then. It's just going over some of this database style in Java rather than in PHP. So hopefully this is a little bit more recap. Nothing too new, just looking at the Java syntax for it. And we can keep on working on that final project. Okay? So let's see if anyone is around. We could go hang out with on Twitch. Oh, we can't go there. That's fine. See who else is around. Gotta be some fun people we can go hang out with. All right. Yeah. Oh, we did. Have we done math? We did math already, right? Let's see. Go check out Dr. WD40. I think he's probably open. There we go. He's out on the beach there in Florida, so we look at how nice that weather is. It's a little rainy here in Michigan. All right, folks. If you got questions, let me know. I'll be around hanging out in Discord. Can set up some screen sharing times with you guys, and just let me know. And take care.
Does that mean he's ending stream?